Hey guys, DJP Tekken here, and today I want to talk about the current state of Tekken, ideas I would like to implement into the game, just talk about little things, how I feel about the game so far. This is since the Eddie patch, so this is a recent patch. I think it's 1.03 or 1.3, don't know what they call it. But yeah, I'd just like to talk about Tekken match. Obviously, as you can see, I'm here in the lounge today. I just want to talk about how this could better be improved. Things that they could do to the game to make it a lot more viable, to bring players in, to make guys more interactive. Because I feel like the lounges are quite dead. Like you find one lounge, maybe two or three at peak range that are quite popular, but right about now this is the only lounge that's got anything going for it. Um, so yeah, just want to talk about what I feel like they can do with the lounge to make people come in. What I think about the lounge and XYZ right about now, just in this part of the video. So first of all, the lounge is great. I think it's a very, very good idea. I think it's absolutely excellent idea. In fact, they could do so much more with it. The first thing I'd like to say they could do is they could bring tournament mode into here. Actually, not even before even tournament mode. They could do voice chat. I think voice chat in Tekken is the most needed tool that we could have introduced into the game right now. And the reason why I say that is it would make this social area a bit uh, more interactive. More players will want to come here to socialize. Some people just want to come and hang out. Say, bro, you come into the lounge today. Boom, you got guys in here. You meet new people, new players. Obviously, it would need to be monetized. Monitored, sorry, it need to be monitored. People would need to. Bandai Namco would need to obviously have a reporting system of people abusing it, trolling, all that good stuff. But obviously the game's 16 plus. There's no minors in here. Well, it shouldn't be. If they are, then they should be guided by their parents to make the right decisions for them. So I feel like voice chat here would be good. The reason why I say it's be good because obviously just for chill out purposes, I could be playing this guy here, and we could be having a conversation. We might want to try out some stuff. It might be like, okay, cool, let's have a few games. Good game, bro. Oh, you should try doing this more. You should try doing that more. You can have feedback. You can coach people. You can see what works well. Especially like there's a practice section. I don't know why it's lagging. I think it's just too many people. There's a practice section over here in the dojo area. I know I can teleport to these areas, but I'm just gonna walk. Obviously, you can sit down at one of the machines here and just chat. I don't understand why it's lagging. Yeah, you can sit down here. Obviously, it's a place where you'd need it the most. So you could actually talk to players and say in game, like, yo, can you try doing a jab into this or jab? It's the right thing to do. Like, especially with practice. I don't understand how people are meant to practice with each other and not be able to communicate, especially on different platforms like PlayStation to PC. I don't think we have an option where we can talk other than like using Discord or something like that. So, a chat function would be great. How they could monitor it, obviously you don't want to hear everyone talking. So there should be like, see this little ring around here thing? So imagine me in the center of this machine, and this ring here is my social circle. Whoever's standing in that can now hear my voice chat. So you've got to be pretty close to each other. I'll try and make it as realistic as possible. Obviously if I'm in game and I'm talking, then I suppose the others could hear if they're standing there, I suppose, but it could just be limited to in-game and the rest of the people outside can spectate. Like all these guys standing here watching could just be watching the game and talking to each other. And that'd be great. So I feel like voice chat would be good. Obviously, like I said, like a little circle around you, probably about this big. And whoever's in that, like me and this Mokujin player here, we can talk. That guy standing over there, I could talk to him. XYZ. And obviously you can turn it on or off because you don't want it to be overwhelmed. You might not want people to be talking, you might want to hear people talking. So it should be optional. You turn it on or off and that's it. Great stuff. Another thing I think they should bring into this game is tournament mode. Tournament mode would be fantastic. It would be awesome to be able to set up a tournament. Obviously you've got a big massive stage here not being utilized to its best potential. But I feel like here, you'd have two setups here for tournament mode. I feel like this one would be reserved for like a Bandai Namco one. So like, I don't know, every day they do like 3 tournaments in all servers, and you can participate, and obviously you'd sit here on the main stage and get your stuff. Cool, and you have a big match up there. Should be able to set up your own localized ones. Obviously you come to the staff, you register, you could either join tournament or set up a tournament here. You just talk to them, click how can I help, or I'd like to set up a tournament set up, or tournament join. You choose tournament create a match. It puts a notification in the little lounge bit down here, and players can join it from there. They can click start. It'll tell you how many players have joined, 1 to 6. You don't know who's joined or what their ranks are. It just tells you, boom, these amount of players have joined. Obviously for the private one, yeah, well, it can tell you their names and stuff. Cool, that's not a problem. But yeah, it just says 1 to 6 players here have joined tournament. Begin match. Cool, it begins. The announcer will say you on whatever machine. Will say you versus him. Obviously, if the machines are taken up, I don't know. Obviously, these machines can't be used because I don't think it would be viable for like players just playing randomly. But they could reserve one for like one like this that could only be used for tournaments. That would be great, like a machine that's only for tournaments, and then players just sit around it when it's their turn. So I think I'm not too sure how many screens there are here. 8 players, so 4 matches can go on at a time. And yeah, so you'll be playing whoever you're meant to be playing in the circle and get the tournament done. Your name gets called out down here, and you go to your match and you play whoever you're meant to play. You move up in the tournament and you win prizes. So yeah, I think that's another good mode to have. Will be tournament. Also team battle. Team battle will be fantastic, like especially for like streamers and stuff like that. They could go to one of these machines over here. Let me find it. Don't play this often. Yeah, here we are. So like team battle here. So you could come to like a machine like this. You could probably have a few more set up somewhere. And you know, you do your team. You could do 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. And it could be someone like the main man who's like, hey guys, I'm doing a team battle thing today. Who wants to join my team? And then you get 4 guys in, go in. You know, winner stays on. So if I win, I play the next player in second. I win again, I play the next player in third. But you keep the same life that you did in your previous matches. So obviously you're not just going to start fresh match, otherwise you could just end up soloing the whole team. But yeah, you keep it that, or you could change the settings so you do get full life. But I prefer team battle where the life is still, I mean, you get a little bit of life back, but not the full bar, and you keep going until you get picked off, and then you just rely on your teammates to carry the baton over again. So I feel like that would be a great mode, especially for streamers and stuff like that, interactive games and lobbies, and obviously with the voice chat and stuff like that as well. I think that would be really, really awesome. Another thing I think would be great is to utilize some of these mini modes here. Like I'd love to be able to play air hockey. I don't know what this is. Pan Kuma Slam. Oh, so you punch the lights out of Kuma. Fair enough. That would be great. Basketball shots. They've got a lot of different games here. Even the bar. I feel like we could use the bar. I could, as a gesture, you know, you spend a bit of your in-game cash, which I'll come back to using in-game coins, in-game fight money, to buy, you know, gestures. I might see Paul sitting down here, say, hey Paul, how you doing, bro? I buy him drink and stuff. It's just, obviously, it has no real benefit, obviously, but it's just gives us another thing to do, another social thing to make the game a bit more interactive and a bit more atmosphere. If we could just buy stuff like there, what would you like? You can buy expensive champagne, you know, probably cost a few bob. And yeah, it'd just be pretty cool to just have that feature. You could go and give it to someone as a jest, say, look, here's a drink. You can just socialize. I feel like that'd be really cool. Again, even with the main stage or somewhere like here, have a screen here or even here, and have like every now and then they do like mini events. Like could put a dance mat here, and you stand there, and your character's doing like he's doing his boogie and stuff like that. He's doing his boogie. Let me see which one. Do I even have one? Yeah, so you know he's doing his dance like that, and then obviously you got on screen, you press left, right, up, down to match the thing. And yeah, you could do little tournaments with it as well. Be a little cool, few dance mats there. I feel like people would use that I feel like it'd be a cool little gimmick. I don't think it's too much resource to put something like that in the game. Just a little dance mat here. It could be on the screen as well, like Lucky Chloe. You could bring back old characters by doing stuff like Lucky Chloe with Azuzena and screen dancing, and you're just here doing a dance mat in the background. It'd be pretty cool to just have something like that in the game. So I feel like that'd be really cool. I feel like again with like tournaments and stuff, you could introduce prize money into the stuff as well. So fight game money, unique customization items, things that you can't get other than playing through these modes and participation. Obviously, you should limit the amount that players can win each day. I feel like players shouldn't be able to just, you know, ruin lobbies just by winning every tournament. There'll be players that's really good that's coming. So I feel like it should be limited. If you win first, second, or third, you have to participate again tomorrow. And that's fine. You get prizes wherever you have that. I also feel like for those who like new beginners who might want, I don't know, they might want like a shadow aura that you can only get from the tournaments and stuff. They should earn participation coins. Participation coins should be separate from like fight money and stuff like that. You should be able to buy like you save up enough and you can buy the the top rewards basically. Whereas the winners would get it straight away. Um, the ones who participate and play their matches and stuff, they get like a little fight money that they can put towards participation money that they can put towards getting these unique costumes. So everything's unlockable for everyone, obviously, but there's more rewards for the ones who do it, by winning and stuff like that. So I think that makes it fair. I think it'll make it interesting. They could also use these machines for like unlocking unique costumes and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be anything great, but it could be a gold hat or something like that you can only get from slot machines and things like that. Even like winning these little games on the side, give them little rewards. Like that would be really cool. Um, you can just earn little costumes and coins and stuff like that. You never really know what you're gonna get. You can even make use of the roulette machine here. So you put in your coins, you get a random prize or a random thing comes out of it. Same with this. It's really, I think that'll be really cool. Unique items coming out of this stuff, and fight money. Take a chance, like gambling. So you put in 200 coins, and you can either get back 30 or you can get back 1,000. You never know what you're gonna get. I think that'd be a really cool feature, just to make use of the stuff that's here. So I feel like that'll be a really, really good idea. Um, Lastly, I'd like to talk about Tekken Ball, the most unused mode in the game. I feel like it's very empty all the time. There's no quick match option, so I can't just go into quick match and select Tekken Ball and wait for someone to queue for me. You have to come here to play it, and as you can see, this is 99% of the time it's empty. People normally just chilling on the beach. If anything, there's no one here today, but people normally just lounging around over here or playing ranks, lounging around there, or as two friends having a go playing this game together. There's no one really taking this mode serious, and I feel like this mode's a bit disappointing. The way that the game even plays is a bit weird. Like, you can't hit the ball. It's not like a tennis game or a volleyball. You have to. It's really weird. Like, the ball floats weird. I don't feel like they put much effort into the actual mechanics of the game. So you've got to kind of play it how it is. Victor's really good. Like, I feel like I'm really good at the game. I've kind of learned how to navigate the weird system. Rage Art, for some reason, can hit from anywhere on the screen. I just feel like it's a shambles, really. But at the same time, there's no quick match to play. You can't just go and start playing people and having fun. I feel like in order to improve this, you could do tournaments with it as well. Again, with unique prizes, volleyball, beach costumes, XYZ. People would want to play a lot more. Yeah, you could do stuff like that. You could just make it more interactive. They would have to patch that if you equip the shotgun to your back. I saw a guy with 50 wins. I think he had like 50 wins or 60 wins. I was like, what the hell? I mean, me being pretty good at the game, I thought, okay, I'll play this guy. I played him, and I quickly understood why he had 50 wins. He had the shotgun on his back, and when the ball gets to a certain height, you shoot your shotgun, and it goes well over the other side. You can't touch it. You can't do anything about it. Maybe with Rage Art, you could. but again, he has more shotgun opportunities than you have rage arts, so it was a little bit cheap. It would need to be patched, but again, no one plays it enough to even notice these problems. So yeah, just to make this a bit more interactive, like, you know, just make it like a tournament mode, make it quick play accessible, more incentive to play it, put some more rewards or something down here, you know, maybe even a certain amount of titles after you played a certain amount of games, you get some stuff. Um, you know, just give it something, even a ranking system. Like, I wouldn't even be mad at that. So, you know, it's a nostalgic game. Us Tekken 3 players who play Tekken 3, I mean, we heard volleyball's coming back. It sounds like cool. That should be fun. Should be great. But to be fair, it's not much different from the old one, really. I mean, they've put a few things in there. Haha, it's one of my friends. It's not much different from how it used to be, but you know, it could have been a bit more modernized. You know, I'd expect that sort of gameplay from like Tekken 4 or something. You know, it's not the best of gameplays. Another thing I think they could do is they could make like a mini mode, like a zombie mode. Like, I know it sounds crazy, you guys thinking, what, zombies, what on earth? Well, you can make it like Ogre, like you come here, you click would like to play zombie mode the moment, and then, you know, you spawn, like 6 players have to join, for example. Sorry, this guy's throwing me off because he's following. Yeah, so 6 players join, and yeah, so once you've got 6 players who join, zombie mode starts. It counts down from like 5 or 10 seconds. You get to position, someone turns into the Ogre. I think Ogre would be a good character to use. Um, Ogre would be a great character to use, and he gets a little bit of a speed boost. And you've got to catch the guys here and turn them into ogres. Obviously, you can go around and collect power-ups from like the machines, like slow enemy down, speed boost, where you can press like R1 or something to activate it. You know, obviously you can try and hide and stuff like that, but I feel like it would be great fun to have a mode like that. Obviously, the whole lobby can participate, which will make it even more cooler. You can just run around playing ogre chase. Obviously, like the longer you survive, the more coins you get to buy more stuff. Camouflage yourself as an ogre for 3 seconds so that you don't see. You know, you could do some stuff with it. I don't think it'll be too much resource heavy, but at the same time, you might need to separate it into a separate server because, I mean, you might just come to every server. They're overly packed because everyone's playing Zombie Run. Like, you know, everyone's playing Ogre Run. So it might need to be its own dedicated server where you join that to play that specifically, or you join the server with the option of playing it, basically. So you still have all these functions, but you also have the Ogre Run options too. So I think that'll be a cool little necessity to put into the game. But yeah, moving on. I feel like Fight Money needs to have more utilization, and I'll show you in a sec what I mean. But before I go into Fight Money's utilization, actually, I think we should have the option to do like money matches as well. Like, for example, here, these guys here, you have to be at a machine. You set like a specific wager, like I think, okay, Only Slayer, I think I'll kick your butt. You're like, hell no, you can't beat me. Cool, let's put some money on it. What do you want to bet? Like, let's put, I don't know, 1,000,000 coins on, and you get to bet and play, and the winner takes all, basically. So I think that that'll be a great little thing to have. Also, the spectators should be able to wager. So I think, okay, now Neon's going to take it. Obviously, with the social voice chat circle, would be great, because then you can kind of talk about it. I think now Neon's really good. I've seen him play. You know, he's going to destroy him, or he's a mighty ruler, so, you know, I don't feel like the destroyer can take him. You know, I'm going to put my money on him. And, you know, that should be a thing that people should be able to do. Just put their money in. It'll give us more utilization with the Fight Money in general. Some fun to have with it, with money matches and stuff like that. Same with like the local tournaments. Everyone puts in like 500k, join the tournaments, winners take all, stuff like that. It's just an idea, but yeah, I thought it'd be pretty interesting to have something like that in the game. But yeah, moving on to Fight Money and what I feel like they could do with it. So with the fight money, I feel like they can do a lot more with it. Like, for example, they can make skins. So instead of bringing in a new character into the game, like Angel or something like that, you could buy a skin with Devil Jin. I feel like Bandai Namco have made enough money to be able to introduce these things into the game without having to charge us for it. So you could make an Angel skin. Where would it be? It'd be in like clothes, entire body, or skins. Make a new entire one like skins, and then you select Angel costume, for example. Obviously, it would cost a lot, probably like, I don't know, 100 mil, maybe. It would give you some incentive to earn the money, 100 mil for the Angel skin, which would make you play the other modes, which would make you play the zombie modes, things that earn cash, tournament mode. All the modes will get utilized because you want to make more money. You want to earn more cash by playing the game, so you'd interact with the modes a lot more. So you could have like an Angel skin. You know, don't go anything too crazy like giving him an ogre skin and things like that. But like an Angel skin, like Eddie could have a Christy Montiero skin. Where it's Christy Montiero. I'm just calling it skins because it makes it easier. But like, you know, Christy Montiero, and I think people be like amazed, like, oh wow, you actually bought the Christy Montiero. How much did that cost? You know, it cost 100 mil. Cool. People be impressed that you've got it. Oh, you've got the Angel skin, so now you can use Angel with her voice lines. You can obviously buy different voice lines and stuff like that. Different outros. So much things you could do with that Master Raven skin. You know, people want to use Master Raven. Wow, I want to use Master Raven. You buy that with, you know, you get the basic voice lines and outros and stuff like that. You can buy more character panels, obviously more customizations, more auras, tournament stuff. I feel like the stuff that you win from tournament, you should still have to buy. So you've unlocked the ability to have it, but you still have to purchase it. So you could have like flaming wings for Devil Jin. Like that would be sick. Flaming wings, you know, flaming capes and stuff like that. Glowing fist. You could buy, your health bar could have like a shining aura to it. You know, depending on what you unlock and what you do during the game will depend on the stuff that you gain access to. Some stuff are exclusive, timed events where you can only get it once, so everyone has to participate. They probably give you like a week to obtain this item, so everyone's playing, but you've got to play Tekken volleyball a certain amount of times or win a certain amount of times to get this item. But it's exclusive to, you know, you could do a lot more with the game, and obviously it costs fight money. So again, people want fight money, so they have to play these modes, they have to do these things, you have to participate in the game to unlock fight money to get these exclusive items. And I feel like that would definitely bring more revenue to the game, and it could definitely bring more players into the different modes. It could make the game a lot more popular, a lot more fun, and more active to play. So, you know, you've got some stuff here. I wouldn't say the customizations are great. Some characters have it better than others. But yeah, I feel like stuff like that just give us more rewards for the stuff we play, more incentive for the things that we do, and I feel like the game will go very, very far. And yeah, like I said, with the tournament stuff, if they do want to monetize it and make money off it, then for like tournament modes and higher rewards, should I say, more exclusive rewards, you need tickets. So if I go back to the main menu and I go to the shop, like we got this battle pass and Tekken coins, which is great. Yeah, very nice. And again, you can purchase like coins that allow you to get into to tap into the higher rewards. So rather than the fight pass, which, I mean, items aren't great here anyway, to be fair. Some of them are okay. Like I like the white and black hair thing. Don't know if that's even here. Like you got Sharingans, Zaibatsu Sharingans. Fair enough if you want those. But yeah, you could do like buy Tekken coins, and that gives you access to the more premium stuff in like tournaments and stuff like that. You might want to use a premium coin to gain access for a chance to get a higher item. You're not necessarily going to get it. You have to win a certain amount of games, or you have to get a certain place to get that item. But again, the coin shouldn't be too expensive to get. So like it should cost like, I don't know, 100 coins maybe to enter a tournament, or enter a tournament with the potential of getting higher rewards, or you know, anything you do, you want the premium side of it, you've got to come to get the coins to give you access to that. So you're still kind of doing your fight pass, whereas you can't get these items without purchasing, but at the same time you're still giving it down to chance, down to playing the game, down to getting better at certain modes, down to playing certain modes more. It might just be a fact of completing things more, just to unlock it. So yeah, I think it'll definitely improve interaction in the game. People definitely want to buy more stuff. And yeah, I feel like that's how they should kind of try to go about it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think it's definitely a way in the right direction. Same with like the zombie mode. Obviously everyone turns into ogres. If you complete a certain amount, or you last a certain amount of time, you unlock the ogre avatar. You know, I feel like that would be a cool way to unlock an ogre avatar. Everyone's walking around, oh, you've played zombies, blah blah blah, do you want to go and play it now? You know, it's a fun little party mode with voice chat on as well. I think it's really cool thing that you could introduce to the game. With like character panels you can purchase. Again, make them expensive, make the items expensive, so that people have to use the coins. Every Tekken game I've played up until now, I've had 99 coins. Obviously Tekken hasn't been out for very long so far, so obviously I don't have the money like that at the moment, but you know, but by a couple months time of playing this game a bit more, I'm gonna have a whole heap of coins that I'm not gonna get to spend on anything. There's nothing to spend the fight money on, and it's been like that since Tekken 5 for me personally. I've always had more money than I can spend, so I feel like it's time to introduce things that we can spend it on. You know, glowing health bars and stuff like that, but also make it so you have to unlock this stuff by playing different modes, and you know, things like that. Cool skins, Christy Monteiro skin, Angel skin, maybe the Tekken 7 Devil skins for Kazuya and Jin. You know, you can make that 50 million, 100 billion, you know, something to grind towards, you know, something to save up our coins towards. That'll be really cool. And like I said, I feel like Bandai Namco have already made enough. They can probably put it in the premium section if they want, where you purchase coins to gain access to it, but don't make it too expensive, and just make the game a bit more interactive. Like I said, these are just ideas, but I want to move on to the next subject now, which is cheaters. So here we have cheaters. So what I feel like we could do with cheaters is, where have I gone? So we got to the replay section here. I feel like you should get to Fujin before you do this next thing I'm going to mention. So basically, you get to Fujin and you unlock a mode where you can watch replays of suspected cheaters. I feel like Fujin is the right rank because it's not too far near the beginning where people can falsely agree someone's cheating, and it's not too far up the rank where not a lot of people will be reviewing videos, because there's not a lot of people. I mean, there are a lot of people, but people that will want to do this or monitor videos and vote to see if someone was cheating or not. Also the skill level, I feel like Fujin's at a place where you can kind of tell to a degree. At the same time, yeah, I feel like it's a good balance of the game. It kind of takes the pressure off the devs to make the decisions themselves. But I'll go into it in a second. I feel like a replay feature should be there. Replays should be saved regardless if the match ends or not. So if a person rage quits, their replay should be saved still. You should still be able to save the replay. Especially on the person that didn't disconnect, it should go into like a CPU mode where you're versing the computer and you just got to beat the CPU and you get the points still. Tekken Revolution was a good game. I don't know if any of you guys got to play Tekken Revolution, but if the opponent rage quit, you got the rank points. Obviously people was abusing it at some points, but if the person rage quit, you get the points. Like regardless, you always got the points. So I don't know why they've removed that feature, because Tekken Revolution came out before. It came out after Tekken Tag 2. I think that's the money they used to develop Tekken 7 from that game, because you had to buy coins and stuff to play that game. But yeah, they had the feature where if the opponent rage quits, you get the point straight away. With this, it's slightly different. I feel like for replay purposes, the person who quit, obviously their replay is not going to save on their hard drive, whatever it's gone. But the person who got quit on, the replay should still save. It should go into like a CPU mode where you versus the CPU, you kill them, and you basically get your rank still. At the same time, the replay saves, and when you go into the replays, it will say disconnection from a certain point of the video. So it'll be like, yeah, disconnection. You can see it change to CPU. Clearly says CPU, and you can see where the person supposedly quit. That allows the videos to then be uploaded, where we can then review the video and say, okay, we can see where the person disconnected. Yep, we vote yes. That person definitely rage quit here because he was at his last bit of life, and it turned to CPU mode. So obviously, cool. He's rage quit. We vote yes. He gets a penalty. I think the first penalty should be a warning. A warning. Yeah, I think a warning for rage quitting is suitable for the first time. If obviously if you've been serial rage quitting and someone reviews another video of you and you're voted as cheating again, then you go into your second penalty. And obviously, you know, I can understand the first disconnect, or you was angry the first game, cool, that's your only time rage quitting, you'll never do it again. That's fine, you got your warning. But if you've been doing it and there's multiple videos going up of you from different people and they're all voting that you have, then again you get 3 strikes and that's it. The second strike should be you should have a penalty imposed, maybe a demotion. I don't know how many ranks they should do it by, maybe a full reset, maybe a bit too harsh, maybe two ranks down. You should be put by. I'm not too sure on how they should go about a second warning. And then the third strike is a full account reset. So all your characters go back to basic rank and you get put on your final warning, basically, with a timestamp. So anytime after any video that's uploaded after your third warning, so you've had your third warning, it marks the date, and anything you do after that video, so because you could still have multiple videos that's being uploaded as cheating. Obviously you don't want that to give you a permanent ban, because you know you've had your warning, you've had your second warning and your third, which are all, doesn't matter how many, that they have no timestamps on those ones. You've just been quitting, so you get your warnings. If it's one time, fair enough. If it's 2, if it's 3, it's a problem. That means you've been doing this, so therefore the punishment should be the third time warning. On your third warning, that's your final warning. You've got a full reset, a chance to redeem yourself. You'll never do it again. And if you are found rage quitting again and you are voted to be a rage quitter by the public, your account will be banned until reviewed by Bandai Namco. And if they conclude that it's worthy of a permanent ban, then it's a permanent ban. If they conclude that, you know, they want to give you another chance because maybe it wasn't a clear rage quit, it might be you was 2 rounds up each and the match disconnected, the opponent thought, nah, I had you figured out, I was going to win, and he reports you and people are like, yeah, we can see, you know, it should be reviewed by Bandai Namco to make the final call on permanent bans, but your account should be suspended until that review, especially after it's a third warning and it's now your 4th one. You should be banned from all online gameplay until Bandai Namco review that, which again should be down to however they choose it. But I feel like the replay system's a really good one to determine who's cheating and who's not. Also going into CPU mode after being rage quit on, so you can finish your match, get your points, and still be able to record the video and report the player and their ID. That should be a thing. I hope they hear that and they implement that some way. I don't know, obviously I'm not a developer, I don't know how easy or hard these things are to do, but I feel like it should be implemented into the game, definitely. Lastly, I'd like to say that looking at the leaderboards, I feel like once you have been caught cheating and you are put on, you've been on the leaderboards, for example, let me see if there's anyone. I mean, I've probably passed a few names already, but like I've still seen like Fireballs is still here for some reason. I feel like he should be removed from the leaderboards Like this fake King J as well should be removed from the leaderboards, because the Jake man should be rank 33 right now, or 35, 34, sorry, bad maths. He should be moved up to 34 because of the cheaters. These are guys that I think their accounts have even been suspended, so it should be removed from the leaderboards indefinitely, to give a fair ranking for the people who have actually played the game. Also, in ranked games, when you're going into when you're queuing, yeah, the percentage is good. Like you can see if someone's been rage quitting, you got 10%, 12%, fine. But they should have like a red flag next to their name to show that they've got warnings. Like if they have been warned, then it should be a flag. If it's just bad connection and their internet is from McDonald's, then fair enough. They're gonna have 12% disconnection, but no flag. So you can know that this person is not rage quitting on purpose, but his rank is his connection's trash. So I don't want to play him, or he's got connection issues. But if they got a flag next to their name, red flag being orange, yellow, orange, and red, I feel like it should be to rank the severity of their warning. So it could be on his last warning. I might just play a guy on his last warning to see if he rage quits, so I can put more videos out there to be reviewed on him quitting, so he can get his account banned. I mean, that's an incentive to play them still. Or you can see he's been warned before and you just want to stay clear of it. You might have a promotion match next, and you know you're high spirits and you don't want to have to waste a match to know a guy's going to rage quit again. So you see that he's been rage quitting, he's got a warning. No, I'm not going to play him again. The warning should stay on their account for a month. I think a month is reasonable. Obviously, if you leave that on there indefinitely, then I feel like their account's pretty much ruined anyway. No one's really going to play them. So I feel like they should have a month to change their ways. And it has to be a month of you actively playing games, like playing ranked games. You can't just wait out the month and then start rage quitting again. You have to play the game. You have to play at least 100 games. Yeah, I feel like you should have to play 100 games before your rewards go, before your flags go. I think 100 games is reasonable. Yeah, and then it should go. After a month, you still have to wait the month, but within that month you have to play 100 games, and if you haven't played 100 games, then the flag stays there, basically. I feel like that's fair. It's not our fault you rage quit. It's not our fault that you've been warned. So, you know, I feel like that's a fair way. Let me know what you guys think of that, but again, I feel like these players should be removed from the leaderboards, and yeah, flags should be put against the names of the players who are still allowed to play, so we can decide whether we want to play against them or not. Yeah, another thing I'd like to discuss is the power crush system of the game. I feel like the game's great. Actually, before I even go into that, I feel like with matchmaking, like if you're doing quick play and I'm playing a good guy, like I'm playing against Yoshi here, and you know things are going great, having good games, I don't feel like it should be a best of 3. I should be able to play this guy as much as I want. I believe they will implement this in the game. I can't see any reasonable reason to not implement it in the game. Like especially in quick match, they should definitely be able to implement that in the game. You know, you never know who you're going to meet in quick play, but I feel like I should have the option to play them as many times as my heart desires, same with them. And you know, voice chat on, obviously, we've talked about voice chat already, if you want it on or off. If one person has it on then and one person has it off, then it's off. But yeah, I feel like I should be able to play them as much as I want. And yeah, best of 3 is just ridiculous. You'd have to add them afterwards and set up games. I just feel like it's a very backwards feature to not have that available. So yeah, that just fix that Bandana code, please. Another thing I feel like we should have is, again, if one person has it on, and one person has it off, then it's off. If you both have it on, it's on. It's to be able to play with frame data on. Like how you see it here displayed on the screen, I should be able to see what's -9, what's -6 during gameplay. And I feel like this will help a lot of players get good really fast, a lot faster. Obviously we do have the replay feature where we can go in and see certain stuff, XYZ, but I feel like live time during the game, I've never actually noticed the UFO sucking up creatures behind me before. Anyways, Moving on. Yeah, I feel like having a replay feature would be absolutely awesome. Not replay feature. A frame data thing would be really good. Obviously, both players have to have it on. You can kind of see in game. Okay, that's -4. That's -5, and you can kind of learn how to punish playing the game that way. Be very interesting to have something like that in the game. I'd be very interested to know what you guys think about something like that. Seeing frame data, seeing how much frame advantage you got. So you see, okay, that's -4. I don't necessarily want to move afterwards. Oh, that's -4. I might just do a dip jab instead to improve my chances. Like, it'll make you play a lot different. Make you think about what you're actually doing in game, your habits in game, how bad are the habits that you have. You know that -15 is launch punishable. So if we're doing things that are launch punishable, like I'm throwing out barges and stuff like that, I'm thinking, whoa, hold on, that's actually launch punishable. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't see that before. So you might start changing up habits during gameplay, you might start switching it up. I think that's a really good feature that we could have in the game. Also, I'd like to talk about the power crush system and heat engager and stuff like that. Obviously, many veteran players are complaining. First of all, I'd like to say the reason why they've made it like this. They've made the game very easy to play. Okay, so any new guy coming to the game playing Tekken, he's going to have an easy time. Like me with Xiao Yu, I recently picked up Xiao Yu, I've got her to Tekken King as you can see here. But I had a hard time with her. I've been playing Xiao Yu since Tekken 6. Like, I'm not the best Xiao Yu, I'm not the most technical, Xiao Yu in the world. I'm quite basic standard Xiao Yu. But I found it hard to adapt to her new way of playing. I prefer her the way she was before, even though the way she was before was harder to use. And the reason I say this is because when I go to punish, when I go to launch punish someone, I do down forward 2-1. Like, I tried to do that, it doesn't work anymore. You do back 1+2. A lot easier, a lot more consistent, but for some reason I'm struggling to get used to it. Same with this move. It used to be 4-3 quickly, but now it's just 3+4 together by itself, and it's hard to get used to. I'd love to hear how Xiao Yu players are finding it. Same with the sidestep sweep. I do this almost every game. Like, I'm so used to doing that into cancel. Normally you used to press sidestep 3 and you could cancel by holding back, or just sidestep 3 to sweep. Now you just press down forward 3+4 and you can cancel, which again is better because I can still do the sidestep if I want to. But now it's not, and it's not as obvious now. Now when I sidestep, people aren't anticipating a sweep. She just goes into sweep, which is better for Xiao Yu for mix-up purposes. And again, I can just go straight to back turn now from it. It's much better, but I just find it hard to adapt. Like, I find myself pressing sidestep into that a lot of the time, and it's annoying. So just little things like that. But yeah, they made the game a lot easier to play, and obviously it's for newcomers. Lore, again, ridiculously changed a lot. His DSS stuff, they've made that incredibly easy. He's probably been made the most easy out of all the characters. Very easy to play now. Very good character, which again to me buffs him up a tier. Just making that DSS easier has given more players access to lore, which is good, and I'll tell you why they've done that in a second. Same with Eddie Gordo, he's recently been released. You can just press free all day long. They've made him a lot easier to play, and again I'll tell you why they've done that. King, they've just made him absurd. But again, easier to play. Chain throws a lot easier to do. Yes, Nina, all the characters, every character's been made brain dead. And again, it's made it a lot more accessible to players who've never played Tekken before. It's made it a lot more accessible to players who want to use new characters. Like Lore, you've been wanting to use Lore, you think Lore looks really cool. They've made every character accessible to use, so that the game's more successful, and I understand that, and I'm not mad at that, that's fine. But what I do have a problem with is Power Crush, Heat Engage, and Rage Drive. Not Rage Drive, Rage Art, sorry. You've got too many armoured moves in the game. way too many armored moves. And you know, this is an armored move that gives plus on block, it tracks to high heaven, it has ranges, it ranges, like if I go back here, I can even hit from here, like it's crazy range, plus frames, plus on block, plus on hit, tracks, like it's unnecessary. We don't need that type of feature in the game. I feel like it's a bit too much. And then I don't feel like characters like Xiao Yu, even though it was in Tekken 7, characters like Xiao Yu with their little flappy butterfly kicks should not have power crush moves. Why do you have a power crush move in general? I mean, okay, if it was limited to just this, fair enough, but you've got this as well, and you've got Rage Art again, which has power crush as well. I don't understand why we have so many power crush moves, and these are plus frame power crush moves as well. Like, we don't need that. We don't need that at all in the game. I feel like it's a bit much. I feel like power crush moves should be limited to Jack, Ryan, Bears, King could get away with it, Dragunov, Kazuya, maybe Jin with some gimmicky devil stuff. Cool, fair enough. I can kind of see it. But Xiao Yu, Lily, you know, those Azuzena, you guys should not be having any armored moves whatsoever. Armored moves should be reserved for the characters that look like they should have armored moves. I can understand with the exception of, you know, this is a special move, you know, she goes into a full animation, fine. Rage Art, again, fine, okay, I understand, it's your special move, but there's too many. And these were given plus frames and stuff nowadays. You know, some of them are safe, like you've got Victor, who relies on Power Crush, back 1+2, run into, down back 4, and up forward 1+2 grab. That's literally how you play Victor, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, characters relying on it too heavily, like the Bears I can understand with his back 1, you know, it's been like that since Tekken 7, that's his main sort of move, fair enough, it makes sense. Jack has some stuff as well, it's like, okay, cool, it makes sense, I understand why you guys have it, that's unique to your gameplay. But Xiao Yu doing a flappy butterfly kick, having armor on it, stupid. She shouldn't have that. She shouldn't have any armored moves whatsoever. She's even got this. This is 8 frames. You don't need a power crush as well. You've got a unique move already. That's unique. Like you don't need any extra from that. So I feel like they should just remove it and give it to characters who actually need it. Which means Harangues will be crying because he doesn't need backlash power crush move. He doesn't need his that double kick power crush move. He doesn't need any of that stuff. He doesn't need armored moves. Like he shouldn't have armored moves at all. Maybe Skyrocket could be armored. I suppose it's charged up moves. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it could be that, but yeah, that's one thing I feel like. Also, they should change the way the heat works. Like having full bar of heat every round is absolutely ridiculous. Everyone's entitled to an 80 damage plus combo from the beginning of every round. Like with extensive wall carry. Like obviously some characters don't have as good wall carry, but most characters, if not all of them, I believe can push you to the wall. I think Kings are a little bit limited. But again, he has other stuff to make up for it. But again, having this every single match, it becomes a one button game. Like I press this and this again, you know, I get access to a 50 damage move already, over 50 damage if you incorporate the heat in that, and walls, rage as well. If I've got rage, it's even more damage. It becomes a one button game. Like you feel like you're just pressing one button all the time, doing that and then immediately doing that after with wall there. Look, again, you're losing unnecessary amounts of damage, and that's not taking into account Rage Art and Rage. It's just too much one button moves. Rage Art again, it's a panic move. You feel like every game you start feels like, oh, I have to immediately watch out for this. Okay, now he's done that. Now you're holding back more of the time because you don't know when he's going to bust that out. You don't know when it's coming out. Like, you know, it's just ridiculous. Like every round feels like it's a potential Rage Art. From the beginning to the end, every combo feels like, oh, if I get combo, there's 80% damage gone. And it is, and it's like, why? Like, why? And even with this, I don't know which one Xiao Yu has. Excuse me from now. But a lot of characters have moves like this. Sorry. I don't think Xiaoyi's one is that, but I can't think of it right about now from the top of my head. They have moves like that. Oh, she does, see? So that move there, which gives combo extensions. Like, here, for example, you get extra hits. Obviously, I don't know Xiaoyi's combos particularly for that, but everyone has a heat burst combo that you can do 15 hits, I think. I think you get 15 hits or 12 hits. You get a lot of hits extra. For what reason? Why do I need an extra combo extension from here? Like, why? Why do I need that? Look, see, look, it's going on for ages. 9 hits already. You think I could do that normally? Look at this. It misses. Like, you can't do that, but the moment you have heat, you gain... Oh, I don't know. I'm not a Xiaoyu main. I'm not a Xiaoyu main. But yeah, you gain, and I could do that again. Like, you know what I mean? You can keep going with the combo. I don't know why they've made it like that. I don't understand the purpose on top of everything else. Like, this is ridiculous. And rage arts on top of that. Like, it's just too much. It's too much going on in the game. Like, it would be fine if they just had that feature. That's cool on its own. That's fine. That was the only thing, but it's not. Like, you can do multiple stuff before that. You know, you can do tons of stuff before that. You don't actually have to spend all. You get heat moves as well, so moves that you can use in heat. Like if I switch to Yoshimitsu, go to record, I'm more comfortable with Yoshi. Yeah, you get heat moves as it is. Like he gets a heat flash, and he can still do that, and he still has the option to do that if he wants to. Like, so you get multiple things you can do with heat, and I think it's just too much. I think the way to tone it down would be, okay, you get heat at the beginning of the game, fine. First start of the match, you get heat, cool. Once you've done that, your heat's gone. You have to build up that meter again, you know, or even make it a build up from the start. But okay, let's say the players that's crying about it, King players will be crying, Law players will be crying, Jun players will be crying. Fine. You start off with a full bar of heat. Once you've used it, you have to build it up again. Yeah, and it builds up as slow as it's going down here. Yeah, that's how fast the meter will be going up each game. Probably a little bit slower, probably even significantly slower. You have to actually do stuff to get that heat back. So, you know, you have to really be going in, grabs. You know, make it also so if you're defending well, you get heat as well, comes back to you. Stuff like that as well. So, you know, make it so heat is a used mechanic in the game. It's not obsolete once you've used it once. You could probably get 2 or 3. You could probably get 3 off in a match lifespan, but it's not just there from the start. You have to actually play the game first. And my controller died. You have to actually play the game first before you can just start spamming heat moves again. You know, there's a chance, there's some poking going on, there's some actual game mechanics going on, there's some tech going on here. You know, you have to actually have some fundamentals going on to get your heat back. And then once you've got it back, obviously you can do your stuff again. But to just have the bar, you know, fully every single round is ridiculous with power crushes and rage arts. And I feel like rage arts should be limited to combos only. Like, I don't feel like heat smash should be your one out in the open. That's your rage art out in the open. Fair enough. This is your rage art out in the open. That's your panic button or whatever, or your thingy smash. Cool. That should be your rage arts out in the open. You can't just press another rage art, but you can't just press down forward 1+2 and have rage art again. I feel like that it should be limited to combos only. That'll be fine. Use your combos and then you do your rage art after that. Great stuff. Now you've used your rage art in your combo. That diminishes your heat as well. I feel like it should take away your heat once you've used your rage art. You don't need to go into heat engager to use it. You have it from the start. But once you use your rage art, and it should give a decent buff to combos. You know, a decent buff to combos because it's going to diminish your heat. Why is this controller still dying? I just put it on charge. But anyways, moving on. Let me switch to keyboard and mouse. I don't actually need it anymore. So yeah, once you've kind of used your rage art, you lose your heat. Done and dusted. That'll be great. That'll be a fantastic feature for the game. It's not overpowering then. It's not, okay, he's used his heat smash or his heat drive or whatever you want to call it, and now he still has rage art, which I still have to be careful of. He's used those two, and I still have to be careful because he could press rage with low life and take over half my health. You know, it's just too many one button game finishers. I feel like having one button Tekken is a bit silly. Everything's one button. I mean, you've made the game easy enough to play. You've made the characters easy enough to use. There's Power Crush. There's loads of mechanics to help you, you know, cheese your way to the top. And like I said, I was going to go into the reason why they've made the game like this. And the reason they've done that is to diminish the pro players. They want to see a switch up in tournaments. They want to see newer players rise into the top faster. And these mechanics force players like Arslan, Ash and Knee. You can't pressure those guys easily. They have great movement, they have great spacing, but now you can just press one button heat with tracking, speed, armor. Now you've forced him into a -1 situation with a potentially 50 damage power up move, you know, at your disposal. Now they have to be careful. Now you force them into a 50-50 mix up. Now you can apply pressure a lot easier with heat smashes. You can, you know, they have to. The guessing game is a lot more intense now. They can't just pro play their way to the top, backdash, sidewalk. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Those are still fundamentals to the game. They are still going to get you to the top of the leaderboards. They're still going to make you win tournaments. But a lot of players now don't have to work as hard to catch up now. They have a lot more at their disposal now to break down those pro players who relied on those things solely. Now those players have to. That's why Arslan Ash never liked it when he first heard about it, because he saw the potential already. It's going to break down the pro players. It's going to make the pro players have to work harder to retain they're going to have to do extra blocking, and you know, the aggressive players, you know, the noobish players are going to have a lot more rewards for playing aggressive now. The players that were, you know, semi-pro can now play against the pro players because now you have the tools to break them down. So it's just a matter of how you apply them in game, and you know, it's like I said, I feel like it's obviously to introduce older players and newer players to the game and make it easier for them, but at the same time it's to break down the pro players, to make them have a much harder time winning and keeping consistency, and just, yeah, like I said, make the game a bit more easier to play. Another thing I would say is the reason they've made characters like Eddie a lot easier coming back into the game. Eddie's, you know, he's a lot easier, he's a lot more match friendly, is because of players that are new to the game, or players that used to play the game that are playing now. Now if we think back to Tekken, who are the most iconic Tekken characters? Everyone goes back to Tekken 3. If you speak to someone about Tekken, they'll be like, oh, Tekken, I remember that game. What Tekken are they talking about? 9 times out of 10 is Tekken 3. What characters do they remember from Tekken 3? Eddie, King, Law, Yoshimitsu. To me, those are the most iconic Tekken characters based on that factor alone. When you speak to players, obviously us players who play Tekken have a different opinion, but to players who haven't had Tekken before, you know, Harang as well is one of them. Those are the most iconic characters. Obviously everyone knows Kazuya, but most people know Eddie, most people know King. Yeah, those are the top 2. Law as well, because of Bruce Lee. That's why they made Law more like Bruce Lee. They made his DSS easier, so that players who are coming to return for nostalgia, which is a lot of players by the way, are going to pick Law. They're going to think, wow, this is Bruce Lee, this is how I remember him. Oh yeah, this is the Bruce Lee guy, he's got nunchucks now. They've made him more Bruce Lee-like. They made his commands a lot easier so he's usable, so that these players that pick him can come and do, you know, some crazy stuff with Law that wasn't accessible to them before. Same with King. People remember King, they made him a lot more wrestling-like. They made his chain throws a lot easier to do, so that players who remember this stuff will be like, oh yeah, this is great. And they can do it easier, they can enjoy the character more. They make grabs sidestep friendly. Again, I feel like they've done that for 2 reasons. They've done that to break down pro players with good movement, with grabs and counter hit grabs, which I think is a ridiculous feature in the game, but that's a story for another day. They just should never have done both, one or the other. Counter hit grabs or sidestep grabs, one or the other, not both.
But they've done both, so fair enough. Good on them. But they've done that to break down the pro players, I believe. But again, King now benefits from that heavily. They've made his chain throws easier. It just made his overall stuff, his combos a lot easier. He's got up forward 3+4, which he can cancel into other. Like, he's got a lot of stuff he can do. His grab, you could do a hop kick straight into a Jaguar bomb, and that's 67 damage straight away. That's it. Nothing else. I mean, the more you add to the combo is the less damage it does with the Jaguar bomb at the end. But you can do that, literally a hop kick straight into running Jaguar bomb, and it's 67 damage straight away, which is absurd. But again, they've made King easier. They've done all of that because people returning to the game want to experience nostalgia. They want to experience King, play him again and be like, wow, I was never able to play King before and do the stuff. Now they can. Players can come and enjoy. Same with Eddie. They want to be able to do the break dancey, spinny stuff and destroy your opponent by pressing it. So they made him a one-button character. I haven't used Eddie myself, but from what I'm hearing and seeing, he's a one-button masher for, you know, noob friendly. Obviously, pro players will probably do a lot better, be able to get around those strings and stuff. But obviously, up until Garyu rank, you're going to be eating. Even I eat that stuff, and I'm a Tekken Supreme. So, you know, players are going to come and enjoy Eddie because again, he's a nostalgic character. They have to implement this stuff. Lore again is a nostalgic character. They have to make him usable for the players that want to return for these characters. That's why King's trailer was hyped. It was great. It was good. They made him look. They put a lot of detail into King because they know King is a reason players will come back to Tekken. Then players are going to come back to Tekken and be like, oh, where's Eddie? Eddie is a Season 1 DLC character. Why did they make him that way? Again, it's marketing. Us players who play Tekken, we couldn't care less if Eddie was in the game or not. Eddie was an annoying, trash, irritating character that I was happy to see the back of. Same with Horang. I mean, Horang's a well-played character again. He's a nostalgic character. Players want to play him, so they made him in the game. I would not mind if the characters wasn't in the game, personally. I wouldn't at all. And I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me. Like, no one was hyped to see Eddie come back to the game. Would have liked to have seen, like, I don't know, Anna, Lei Wulan, you know, even a Wang replacement of some sort, you know, something cool. Julia, even, I wouldn't have minded. I love Julia in every game. Kunamitsu, they could have done stuff, but they're not nostalgic characters. Lei Wulan he probably will come back to the game because he is an iconic character, but again, they have to. Eddie was the one. Like, Eddie is Tekken. King and Eddie are Tekken. From Tekken 3, anyone playing from those eras will remember King and Eddie. So that's why Eddie is Season 1 DLC, and that's why he's still in the game today. So again, that's why they made him easy, because those players are not going to want to have to learn how to do proper mix-ups and stuff. That's too much. They have to rework him to make him fulfill that nostalgia, so players can enjoy him and win with him. And be like, yeah, it's the same. It used to be X and circle with Eddie back in the days on Tekken 3. You press X and circle, and you do a bunch of breakdancing nonsense. They made it free, does a bunch of breakdancing nonsense. They love that. So, you know, it's all marketing, and that's all what it is to do with the game. Moving on to the next subject. Victor and Raven. Now, I'm heavily disappointed in these two characters for two different reasons. So, Raven, I put a lot of work into Raven during the beta days. I've released a lot of videos and Oki and tech. I released all of that tech before I actually got to use Raven in game. I know it sounds crazy, but all those videos I released of Raven were before I actually used him in actual matches. So yeah, once the game was released and I went to pick Raven, and you know, I wanted to do stuff with Raven, I thought, yeah, cool. Went in there immediately doing this stuff, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be great. I realized soon enough you can't move with the shadows. I was highly disappointed. Raven was meant to be one of my main characters. After the trailer, how could he not be? But again, I feel like you can't. I mean, Raven relies on the opponent making mistakes. He relies on the opponent knowing what his moves are. So I rely on you knowing that this extension can be done. So that way I can get in, you know, down back 2 into down 1, down back 2, you know, I can do stuff. But I feel like he has to move a lot like this. He has to kind of catch you off guard. He has to be very, very tricky and crafty, which is Raven, to be fair. But because of the trailer, I thought Raven was going to be a lot more poke heavy. Like, but he's not. He's not. I thought he was going to be a lot more moving with the shadows. But he doesn't. He doesn't do any of that stuff. Like, I thought he'd be able to do a lot more of this stuff. I thought that would be like uninterruptible. But you can, if they're mashing or spamming power crush and heat engages, Raven can't do anything. Like, he's a very B-tierish character. Like, it's very annoying. Like, I really thought Raven would have more to do. You know, I thought he'd be able to do this stuff a lot more, but he can't. You can't do this stuff. I mean, you might be able to get away with one of them, but it's not like Nina where her sidestep one cancels and stuff. It's nothing like that, which I thought it would be like. He's still very much Raven. Obviously, if you're a Raven main, like, you'll probably be happy with how Raven is and the stuff he has. But I don't know. I just felt like I was disappointed that he doesn't move with the shadows. I thought he'd be doing a lot more clone stuff. He'll be a lot more aggressive. You know, the shadow clones, and be able to trick you with stuff. And, you know, I thought he'd do more with the shadow clones, and he doesn't, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, when he's in heat, if the player's blocking, let's put him to block. With heat, yeah, with heat, even this. I don't know how you can do it. Don't know. I don't know. But yeah, like, even with that stuff there, how do you actually do that? For real? Yeah, so even that stuff there, it's -3. Like, I thought you'd do more. Like, they can attack you first. Like, none of this stuff is safe. It's not. It doesn't have any priority with this stuff. He has to just chip away at you very slowly. You have to kind of guess what you're doing. You have to think of things from far and catch them off guard. And I just thought Raven would be different. Obviously, I know Raven mains are probably happy with Raven. They're probably thinking, yeah, he's cool, he's sick. But I just felt like he needs more priority with the shadow clone stuff. He needs more ability to mix you up from it. Like, here, I feel like I don't have. I mean, it says +8, but +8 is literally like, you can do the high, or you can do this mid. Like, I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to do that and still have major frames, so I can go into other mix-ups or have my thing back-turned. I should be able to do this and have multiple options back-turned, but I don't. I'm -6. The opponent can get me first. Obviously, I can parry and stuff, but, you know, just disappointed in Raven. I thought he was going to be better than that. Be sure to check out my wall tech with Raven though, because, you know, I see a lot of Raven players using it nowadays. Even top level Raven players are using my tech, which I'm happy to see. But yeah, I had to put him down. He's just not what I thought he was going to be. Victor, again, another disappointment to life. It's just this. This is literally Victor. This is it. There you go, Tekken God. Literally, that's it. This is how you get to Tekken God. Honestly, like, that's Tekken God Victor. Down back 4, back 1+2, run in 2, has counter hit launch properties. You can sidestep it, but you gotta anticipate that. And again, it's just nonsense. It has this lame ass rage drive or heat drive or whatever, and that's it. And it just relies on that. Down back to that, down back to that. You know, it's just he has a very boring play style considering how sick his trailer was as well. I thought he'll be moving more with you know, be doing more stuff like this and disappearing and coming in, but no, this is it. There you go. That's your life with Victor. Life of a Victor main. So I feel like the character trailers were a bit overbuffed. King's one was the only one that I would say was. King is actually quite fun to play. He's not as easy as you thought. Like, I complain about King a lot. I still put him in S tier. But King, you actually have to have some King knowledge and some fundamentals. King's actually not as easy to play as you think he is. But he is really fun to play at the same time. Once you do kind of know how to use him, he's very, very fun. So yeah, but these characters here are very disappointing. I thought they'd have more. Raven is I don't respect Victor players at all. Like, I don't respect them at all. There's nothing to respect about Victor. Raven players, I respect their craft. They own their character. To be fair, you have to actually be good at the game. Great fundamentals, great patience, great ideas to play the game. Yoshimitsu used to be that character, but Yoshimitsu's been dumbed down a lot. He's made it a lot easier. I don't think he's that hard. He's got that free 1 and the 3-2, 1+2. Nowadays, it's kind of cheesy. Still got his full crouch sweep. He's still got flash. The only reason I moved Yoshi down to A tier from S tier is because they nerfed his flash and his ability to gain life during combos. So that's been heavily nerfed. You can still do it in heat, but you know, you can't do it. It's not the same. But he's still a very, very solid character. He's very, very fun to play. Very fun. And yeah, I'd move Yoshi. That's why I moved Yoshi down. But I'm not here to talk about all the characters really. It's just these two. I just wanted to mention like the disappointment I felt with these two characters. Raven more so. I put a lot of hours into him, and he just wasn't what I thought he was going to be. And Victor again, he's just running 2, back 1+2, down back 4, and that. Nice Victor, there we go. And then obviously every now and then when he's got his heat, it's that. There we go. Enjoy your life. You know, that's just Victor. So yeah, I mean the people be like, no, you have to use this stuff, and no, you don't. You can do that. I literally got to Fujin. I got to Fujin with Victor in the early stages when the streamers like Kwis, Fergus, all those guys were Fujin ranks or a couple ranks above. I was playing top level players and I was winning doing this stuff. Not saying I beat them before anyone goes to their channel. Oh, this guy said he beat you. No, I'm saying that I was playing guys of their caliber and I was winning with this stuff. This was it. That and that and that. There we go. Obviously in the early stages Victor did have this cheap grab which is unbreakable. So that helps. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm just disappointed with those characters. But anyway, I think I'll wrap up this video now. It's gone on long enough. Let me know what you guys feel like they should add to the game, things I may have missed, your ideas on what you feel like they could put into the game, if you agree or disagree with my ideas of the game as well, of how I see the game or how I feel like the developers are doing. I still think Tekken is a worthy game to play. It's fun to play, it's worth the buy. It's definitely worth getting into, especially as a newcomer. You could do really well very early if you just put in a little bit of work. There's a lot of things out there for you to do. Check out the other people's guides, like Fix, the main man, you know, Kwis. He's got some good stuff he talks about on his channel as well. Yeah, I feel like just check out all the stuff that's going on with Tekken. It's a really good time to be playing Tekken. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.